Welcome back. I am Ari and I recently played BUSTAFELLOWS. Today I present you my route review for Limbo, the poster boy. First I'm going to talk about my first impressions and expectations about Limbo. Since there is a common route, kind of, in BUSTAFELLOWS before the normal routes, I'm gonna keep my first observations to the stuff that I saw in there. So that means at the beginning of this review I will just talk about what I thought about Limbo for chapter 1 and 2 and then 3 and 4 before his route starts. Then I will continue into his route while still leaving out spoilers. And after that I will go into mild spoilers and then mention some spoilers that I thought notable. I will let you know before I spoil anything though. I will also try to talk about dynamics between the main character and his love interest, which is Limbo this time, and try to give you a feel for the route itself. After all of this, I will give you my personal rating of this route and the love interest, Limbo. Alright, let's head right in. My thoughts on Limbo for the prologue chapter 1 and 2. Limbo comes off pretty stern and kind of pushy. He's really careful if he doesn't know somebody. But he's also a character that is very driven and pretty easily intrigued, but also easily bored. That was kind of what I felt. He's kind of hard to get a feel for, actually. But he seems to be good-hearted, he's funny, he likes jokes and sarcasm even when they're on his expense, even though he kind of moans about it. But yeah, he's all around pretty chill, as you can already make out from my words probably. And he likes food. A lot. So that's my thoughts for the prologue, the first chapter and the second. For the third and fourth chapter, we get a bit more interesting stuff from him, I guess. He kind of likes animals. I don't know, it's kind of hard to describe, but he likes animals in an innocent way. And even though I said that he's pretty driven, he is not the smartest sometimes. He's pretty smart though. He knows what he's doing, but when he does stuff that he's not familiar with, then oh god. Also, he has like this condition that most people have, which is 5-minute stupidity. But I have actually rarely seen that done in games. So I found that really interesting. It's not too much though, if you don't have to be afraid that he messes up all the time. It's really rare, but it happens. And I kind of appreciated it because it made him more human, even though he's really smart and gifted with a lot of skills actually. Anyway, it's kind of funny how he really hates secrets he doesn't know. So he keeps a lot of secrets, but he hates it if other people have secrets from him. This comment, together with me mentioning that he can be really pushy, might put some people off, but I can assure you that he usually respects boundaries when he can and when he cares about the person. So that being said, let me elaborate on this quality of his. He's really caring when he's somewhat close to people, right? And he's also generous in his own way, which I also found really cute. Overall, really great to see him play off the main character and the main character playing off of him, because it makes the main character really proactive and they're just really dynamic. I don't want to say couple yet, but yeah, it just feels really alive, and it's not like they joke all the time between each other, but they have like this easygoing air between them. They just kind of click and I really like that. Okay, so that being said, let's now go into his route and let's dig a little deeper into Limbo. Alright, let's talk about Limbo's Side A story. So in this one, we finally get some answers to the mystery that started in the beginning of the game, which is the, let's say, word Navid. But I'm not gonna say anything about that in this section. Anyway, in this route it gets really dark, but it is handled brilliantly at every turn. Like, it turns over, the story changes, but it's not overwhelming, it's not badly explained, it's not rushed, it just works, and I really appreciate that. It was also really cute to see Limbo worry about her. He's acting really cute, but still at a, I guess, friendly level. There are not that much hints like in Mozu's route. It's not like the slow burn. At least not from his side, we don't see it. He really takes it with a shining smile that doesn't let you see anything. But what I liked this time was that there's a slow burn from the main character in his place, and that's actually vocalized in the story. It's not that much reading between the lines as in Mozu's route. Despite him just shrugging things off and keeping things bottled up, Limbo is really smooth when he interacts with the main character. He's kind and confident, and I was absolutely smitten pretty early in. So I really felt like he doesn't even realize what he's doing to me because he was just playing it too cool for me, but it wasn't unwarranted and also wasn't annoying me. Like, it was not negative, it was just playing it safe. This route was overall, I'm still talking just about side A, really romantic actually. And I would describe the dynamic between the main character and Limbo as her pushing him a bit, and he doesn't budge. But then he comes around and tries to make it worth her while regardless, to stay with him or work with him or just be there and talk to him, even though she does not get usually what she begs him to have or confronts him to do. So it's an interesting mix, and it feels really equal in a sense. But Limbo still kind of has the upper hand. It's presented in a way that you don't mind it, I guess. It's very interesting because it makes him look really manly all the time, I guess. Limbo is really caring, but he's subtle about it, and he only steps in if he thinks it's needed, and otherwise lets the main character spread her wings, which I found really healthy and nice. And what I also really liked about this part is that he's still a rock in the ocean if she needs it. So if things go wrong, he is her rock in the ocean, which is just very romantic, as I already said the route is. I actually think they have the most romantic and romance focused route so far, and it's just nice to see them click. You know what I mean? I was just catching myself being happy for them. Yeah, coming back to his character though, Limbo is actually a pretty honest character when he trusts somebody, but he kind of has to bottle things up. But it all makes sense, so I didn't mind it. If I can add something for the dynamic, it's that it was really sweet to see how both characters, the LI and the main character, so Limbo and Teuta, they both seemed to know that they were into each other, but they didn't need to talk about it. What was important was the relationship itself and the bonding, and that was what the game focused on, and I really liked that. So Limbo is really mature and introspective, and he's also really forgiving, which I did not expect necessarily. So the whole story had me pretty hooked. The plot was good and the romance was good. I guess it was a good mix of it. It was both given enough time and air to breathe. So I guess this is actually the perfect mix for me in terms of romance and story and everything. Because actually, at the end of side A, I was already completely satisfied. I even wrote down, I'm tingling all over. This already feels complete. I don't need side B. But I mean, I won't say no to it. So before we go into side B, I will go into spoilers on side A though. So let me track back a bit to the beginning. Now for the spoilery section. I really loved that Limbo is constantly reading the main character's column. It just seemed that they understood each other or were interested in similar things on a profound level, if you know what I mean. It really made me like him more and really makes me think that they're compatible on probably a higher level than the others, actually. From the very get-go, very few lines in, I thought that Navid is very sus and Yeah, I knew he would lie to Limbo about that meeting. Yeah, now we get to the point where I have to gush about Adam. I am not sure if I actually talked about him in any other route, but he will definitely come up in the review when I show you the footage of how I played the prologue, chapter 1 and chapter 2. So, yeah, Adam is just perfect. Every time I see him, I'm just struck with that realization again. I officially joined the bandwagon on side character syndrome. Definitely want to root with him in the FD. I'm not sure if I'm gonna get it, but I want it. And yeah, I kind of figured out the twist or like what happened pretty early on in the story, what the deal was between Navid and Limbo, but I also don't think it was hidden. It wasn't like the biggest secret ever, so I don't think that's like a great accomplishment or anything. And I think the game actually benefits from it being so easily put together because it really makes you understand that Limbo just can't say no because of some baggage of his past, and that explains why he's acting like he's acting. And you, instead of being annoyed with it or frustrated, you just want to help and you want to save him, kind of, from what's going on. And then Adam buys me candle apple. I actually wrote down on my notepad in all big letters, Adam buys me candle apples, with a big fat exclamation mark behind it, and I think that's all I need to say. And if this doesn't tell on you how bad it is for me, below that there's another line. No, it's actually multiple lines because the letters became so big when I wrote them that they're spanning multiple lines when I wrote he plays the violin too. I mean, you can't know this, but I really love violins and I wanted to play them myself. I actually taught myself a little bit, but that's beside the point. I really love violins, and of course, that's the one instrument they're gonna pick for the guy I can't have. Anyway, right under that in normal letters, I wrote, I can settle for Limbo's piano though. Once. Actually, after playing his route, I actually striked out the once because I think after playing his route, I would settle for him every time, but it's still settling, you know what I mean? Anyway, Adam is not the point of this review, and he's not in this game as a route, so he's not interesting. Let's get back to side A of Limbo. I really like the trial where Limbo defends himself. I was really impressed with what he did there. I don't know. I don't know if it was actually that accurate to lawyering, but regardless, I really liked it. I tried not to think about it too hard. I guess I'm a sucker for one, killing people with kindness, and also outsmarting them in that regard, and also stopping people on details. I don't know if I could put it in better words, but you know what I mean when you have played it in the scene. Anyway, I guess I can't say I liked it, but it was really interesting to see our found family fight. It was really cute that it was our main character that finally got him to calm down and be there. And I don't know, it was just it was just really cute that I can't really put it into words, and I guess that's kind of also a point in the route where they kind of want to talk but they can't find the words, and they kind of try to express it and it still works. They kind of make it work. And yeah, it's just so well written in that sense. I was at the edge of my seat the whole route around. They really had me where they wanted me to be, because in the romance scenes or in the romantic scenes, I was just swooning, and in the plot scenes, I was just on the edge of my seat. So, yeah, at some point, I actually wrote down, did this wrap up too easily? But I don't mind it, it's nice. And then I wrote under that, scratch that, and I think you know when that would have been in the route if you played it. It's right before the climax. So, yeah. But I mean, I never know how long they're gonna be. So I actually was prepared to end it right there, and then it just continued and had this huge drop. I mean, I say drop, but it really wasn't a bad thing. It was just the twist for the climax coming, right? So it's not a negative. I want to emphasize that. Anyway, I already said I was tingling all over after side A was done, and it really felt completed. And I technically didn't need side B, but why would I say no to more time with Limbo? So, yeah, Side B, here we go. I don't have many notes actually. Side B is just great in the sense that it's just more fluff. And I really like that. Limbo is really nice and really devoted to the main character, and I just appreciated that. I just wallowed in it. You can already see I really liked him, and side B was just a treat I was waiting for. He possibly actually has the best GGs. I mean, I haven't played Outer Roots yet, so I'm not sure, but so far I would definitely say he has. It felt like he had more than the others, and most of them are romantic, so I'm happy. For spoiler section on side B, I was actually a little bit upset on the New Year's scene because I was actually kind of thinking, or is he gonna propose? And then he actually said like, "What? I didn't know I will not propose." And I was like, "Why not? Why?" But yeah, I get it. It was they're taking it slow, and it was way too early in the relationship. But it's still kind of cute that he gave her a ring. I think there's an fan disc coming out, and I really hope it might happen in the fan disc. Who knows? I will definitely get that fan disc. And if it's just from Limbo, I mean, it will not be. I also want to see more of Mozu. I guess now that Crow went to therapy, I hope. I would appreciate him. But I really want to see more of Mozu in Limbo. Definitely. And I think that's all I have for you today on this. So let's go into my ranking and see where he ended up, even though I don't think there's much question about it. I'm gonna keep it really short and simple today because, I mean, after all I said, there's no debate about it. He's perfect, and I'm gonna put him in front of Mozu, actually. I don't usually rank people, but yeah, I guess I'm gonna start ranking love interests sometime. Limbo is definitely gonna be really high up there and possibly also one of my all-time favorites, actually. But yeah, we're gonna see that when it happens, and that's his ranking and all my thoughts about his route, side A and side B. And I'm gonna see who's next. I'm actually quite hyped for Shu, and I have heard a lot of good things about him. So I actually decided against playing him now, and I'm gonna play Helvetica first, so that I hopefully, in case I don't like Helvetica, I've also heard that he can be surprising, but I don't know anything, and I'm not that interested in him. So I'm gonna play him first in hopes that if I dislike his route, that I can fall back onto a route that I potentially will like a lot. Hopefully, I don't know. So yeah, I'm gonna play Helvetica and then Shu, and then we're gonna do an episode on all the bad endings, and then goes the review. Until then, I will see you in the next video. Bye!
これから弁護を頼もうっていう相手に向かって、
Okay.
弁護士ってな、もう少し言い方あるだろ。
Dude, can you stop it with your sounds? Okay, that's already a really funny sprite, and oh my god, the voice actor actually did it.
ここは飲食禁止よ。
マジで割り割り一気に食うわ。
いや、だから飲食は。
よし、もう飲食してないぞ。これでいい。
何かあったら呼んで。